And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be leveling up crafting and gathering, new players crafting series for 2018. And as always, hello from Mithrie. Alright, so I decided to make this new series because I realized that some of my videos, they're now 3 years old. They're still relevant, they still work, but I wanted to just make one that's 100% up to date. So one thing I've done is I've come over to Cerberus EU server. I've started a new Mithrie. So this is brand new Mithrie just to do these series. And guys, if you like these videos, you like this content, remember to give it a thumbs up and also a subscribe. So I wanted to give some general notes before I started crafting and what I'm doing alongside it. So for example, the first thing I did, I started in Uldar. So I did every quest in Uldar, and if you start in Gridania, you could do every quest in Gridania and so on. So do every single quest that's available in the town, do the side quests in the areas close to the town, and so on. Also take advantage of the novice network. Then what you ideally would like to do is get to the point in the story where you unlock the airship, and you can access all 3 towns. And the reason why you want to unlock all 3 towns is because different of the crafters and gatherers are only available in some of the towns. So for example, in Uldar available is goldsmith, weaver, alchemist and miner. In Gridania is carpenter, leather worker and botanist. And then in Limsa Lominsa is blacksmith, armorer, culinarian and fisher. So you do need access to all 3 towns. And one thing you also want to do as well, anything and everything that you might receive which gives you EXP bonus, wear them. So for example, I've got the friendship circlet from the recruit a friend system. I've got the Alamegan earring, which was I think a pre-order reward for Stormblood, I think. And then when you do the novice network, you also get this ring, which is 30% increase of EXP when level is level 30 or below. But of course, that is only relevant to, it says, Disciples of War and Magic, not to Crafters. But it's still a good ring to get for EXP gain. Now, one thing we're going to do, because I've already done the Goldsmith, Weaver and Alchemist to level 11. So I'm going to quickly show you what I did in order to do that. So we are here in Gridania. We're right outside the Carpenters Guild. So let me show you how insanely quick this is. So first things first, you want to talk to the receptionist to join the guild. And you can read through that if you want. And then click again, and then you can join. So the stories of each of the crafter guilds are really interesting. So the first time through, if it's your first time ever, I do recommend reading out the quest text. Then you talk to the guild master. And what the guild master will do, they'll give you a weapon to change to the class. So do you want to go into carpentry? Yes. So complete. So I now have the saw which I need to become a carpenter. So let me equip it now. So one thing I recommend, equip the weapon first. So let's see. So we're equipping our saw that he just gave us. That's changed us into a carpenter. Now click on gear set list and save the set of gear so that you don't have to keep doing it. So I'm having to fix this because I've copied over my interface from another character. But save it as a separate gear set, and more will become available when the more classes you unlock. Then click this button. It says here recommended gear, and it will scan all your bags for the best possible gear you can wear at this level. So equip it all. So I still have my EXP earring because it says it's relevant for all classes, and also the headpiece, which is also relevant to all classes. So I'm now a fully fledged carpenter. Now, please ignore my interface because, again, I copied it from a different character. So let me just remove that quickly. Okay, so we've now emptied out our interface. This is what your interface would look like if you just unlocked the class anyway. Now, we want to look at our abilities. So click on P on your keyboard or open up actions and traits. And you'll see at level 1, all you have is basic synthesis. Let me make this just a little bit bigger. So you see here, basic synthesis. So drag that, make sure that's on your bar. And yeah, and then let's get started. So let's talk to Beaton. He will give us our first task, but also you should accept these quests because they also give you lots of shards, which is really good. So let's accept the quest. Okay, so what we need to make now is a length of maple lumber. So open up your crafting log the best way is to press N on your keyboard to open it up. Again, let's make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to read for the sake of the video. And in order to make maple lumber, we need wind shards, and we also need free, it says here, free maple logs. And another way to open it would be to go to logs and then crafting log. That's the other way to get to this. So he said that he wants, what has he said he wants? He wants 1 maple lumber. So 1 maple lumber, we need 3 logs to make it. Now, to get the materials for the first 10 levels of crafting, you need to come to your guild vendor. Like another way to do it would be to go to the guild supplier, sorry, is to unlock the gathering, but we'll cover that in a sec. Now, as we know, we need to make a maple lumber. We need 3 maple logs. So here, maple logs. Again, let's make it a little bit bigger. There we go. So we see here, maple logs. We need 3 of them. So select 3 and then click yes. So we have 3 maple logs in our inventory. So again, let's go back. Now, at the very beginning of crafting, it's very, very quick because you have 1 button. So you can't lose. So you've now got the logs, you've got the required materials. Click here, synthesize. And then, now here are some things you need to worry about when you're a crafter. 1 is the amount of progress. We need 9 progress to finish the craft. 2, we can get 312 quality, which we'll talk about later. And 3, we have durability. So durability is how many turns we get. So if we hit synthesis now, synthesis says efficiency 100%, success rate 90%. So there's 10% chance it will fail. But it increases progress. You see there, progress? So let's click it. So you see, it finished it in 1 go. Now we got a ridiculous amount of EXP. We got a level and a half for doing that first craft. And the reason why we got so much EXP is because we finished the craft, that gives us EXP, but also it was the first time we ever crafted it. You see the little yellow tick, it wasn't there before. So you get a bonus the first time you've ever completed a craft. So let's go back to now to beaten. Okay, so let's turn in the quest. Again, one quick way to turn items in. So rather than dragging and dropping it from your bag and pulling it like this, you can just go to the item request box. You go to where it requests it, right click it, and place the item, and so on. And just make sure you don't turn in high quality unless you need to. And more about that in a future video. Let's hand over. So he's obviously happy. So we're going to receive wind shards, ice shards, some logs, and a body piece. Now do pay attention to the rewards you receive, because you don't want to get the same one more than once. So because I've also already done this on 3 other classes, I already have like a full suite of gear. And one good one I did Weaver, so I was able to craft a couple of pieces for myself already. Now you know which ones are your crafts, because you can see, I don't know if you can see it right at the bottom of the glove description, but you see the name Mithrie Menifil. That means it was crafted by me, and that gives me a good sense of pride. That's why I really like crafting. Now, a way to proceed, you see there's no more quests now. You get quests every 5 levels, so level 5, 10, 20, 15, 20 and so on, every 5 levels. So a good way to proceed is open the crafting log and then make 1 of each item. So we want to make maple clogs. What do we need? 1 maple lumber. We don't have any maple lumbers, so we'll make another one. So let's see, synthesize. Let's synthesize it. Done. And now we're level 3 already. Okay, so let's and then let's synthesize the logs, or clogs I should say. Now the first step you want to get to is level 5. So as soon as you're level 5, things will start opening up for you. Okay, so now we need another lumber, and we need to hampen yarn. So we know already we can make the maple lumbers. That's on our list. For the rest of the materials you need, you can come to the guild supplier and you can buy them. Now, one thing I've seen is that if you do all the quests, by the time you get to the point where you've unlocked the airship and you can travel between zones, you should have about 11,000-12,000 gil. One thing I recommend along the journey, every single time you can, if you don't need an upgrade from the quest reward, take these bronze pieces, tin pieces, as your quest reward. The reason they're so good is because now, in this situation, you can sell them. So you're at the vendor, right click, sell. So you see, I've made some money. How much money did I make? I made 325 gil from selling those, and then sell 65 of those. I made 6,500 gil from selling those. So the quest rewards you got along the way, take as many coins as you can, because it was what will fund you in your first 10 levels of crafting with all classes quite easily. Okay, so like I said, we know we need hemp and yarn. So you see here, hemp and yarn's available for only 3 gil. So you can buy 1, you can buy 100, it's up to you. Now, let's proceed. We want to make a maple short bow. So same thing. Let's make a lumber. Okay, that's done. And then now let's make the maple short bow. Now, we're not concerned with quality yet. I'll explain that as soon as we get to level 5 and we've unlocked touch, which is our first ability. So you see another whole level as bonus EXP because we crafted it the first time. Okay, now we need a bone chip and a maple lumber. So let's make a maple lumber. Now, some of the materials I already have because I leveled up the other crafters. So there isn't an optimal way of which class to level up first. Just do whichever crafts are available in your town and then just move on. So you see, I've already got an animal glue because I've already leveled up alchemist. But animal glues are available on the vendor. But I do need a bone chip. So let's go to the vendor now. Let's go to the supplier. Let's see, we need bone chips. So where are bone chips? Right here. We only need 1. So let's take that. And then let's synthesize. See, I have all the materials. So synthesize again. Synthesize. Synthesize. Now, of course, along the way, you see I'm now level 5. And I've got a new ability, which is basic touch. Along the way, when you're doing all the crafts and all the quests, you get a bunch of rewards. The stats that you're looking for when you level up are craftsmanship and control. They're the two stats you need for crafters. Craftsmanship increases how much progress you get each time you press synthesis, and control affects how much quality increase you get every time you hit touch, which we're going to cover in a sec. So now let's look at the level 5 quest that we need to do. Okay, so let's accept. So finish that quest. So now what does he want? He wants 3 maple shields. So let's see what we need for maple shields. So again, let's go to 6 to 10. Maple shields. Oh, sorry. Square maple shields. So maybe like read it twice. Okay, square maple shield right there. So in order to get 3 of them, we need 3 maple lumbers and 6 bronze rivets. So let's get the bronze rivets from the vendor. So anything which you can't craft directly in the FC, in the guild, you can buy them from the vendor, at least for the first 10 levels. It's only for the first 10 levels, then you have to work harder to get the materials, but I'll cover that in the next video. So let's get 6 of these. Okay. And I'll stay close to the vendor in case any of these crafts fail. Now, given that the synthesis only has a 90% success rate, it means that some of these synthesises can actually fail. So let's do it. So far so good, because we have decent stats. The worse your stats are, the more chances you have for failure, basically. That's the way it works in this game, so it can be a numbers game. But I'll cover that. I'll be more advanced tutorials of that in future videos. Okay, so we have 3 maple lumbers. Okay, now, things to think about when you're making these new items is that you see now we need 33 progress. We have 60 durability, which means we have 6 moves, and we can increase quality. So the way I approach this, I increase progress because I want to see how much progress it can make. And you can see that one actually failed. That's a good example. So I get 10 every time I want to increase for now, which means I will need 4 synthesis hits in order to finish the craft. Given that there is a chance of failure, it means that for now I will just hit synthesis. I won't worry about increasing touch. Wow, so this one is going to fail. The reason it's going to fail is because I failed too much. I don't have enough durability. So when durability hits 0 after the next move, I won't have finished. I only got 30 out of 33. 0 durability means the whole craft has failed. So let's try again. Now, there are abilities you can use in the future which increases your chances of success. But for now, this is risky because you see there is a lot of failures right now. Maybe we're punching a bit above our weight. Yeah, we are punching above our weight. So given I am obviously too low level for this craft, I don't have enough stats. So a good way to approach this is to level up more. So let me make one of these amateur grinding wheels, which I need a bronze ingot for. So let's get that now. And don't worry about failures. Failures will happen a lot, at least in the first 20-30 levels of crafting. Then it gets a lot easier with my techniques. So let's synthesize. Okay, so we see 10. And now 20. Now we still have 40 durability, which means we still have 10 moves. Because these abilities cost 10 durability apiece. So I'm now going to hit touch. What touch will do, if it's successful, is it will increase quality. Okay, so increase quality a little bit. It failed twice, but whatever, increase a little bit. So we got 37 out of 352. The more quality you increase, the more experience you get. But you have to keep in mind, you have to finish the progress, and you also have to make sure you don't run out of durability. So let's finish this. There we go. So we're now level 6. So I got some bonus EXP because I increased quality at least a little bit. Right, so now I need another maple lumber. I've already got the cloth and leather because of leveling up other crafts, but you can get them from the vendor if you need. So let's emphasize. Let's make a lumber. Now I could increase quality on the lumbers if I want, but for the sake of the video, I'm trying to save time. So let's emphasize. Again, same routine. We see, so 11, which means one more synthesis and we will finish the craft. But we still have another 5 moves. So let's hit quality a few times. The reason why quality is already filled a little bit is because I use the high quality material. The more high quality materials you use, the more of this quality bar will be filled in, up to a maximum of halfway. So if every single material you're using is high quality, then it will automatically be halfway before you've even started. Okay, let's finish. So synthesize. It failed again. So do expect a lot of failures at the beginning, guys. It's completely normal. There's nothing really you can do. It's just luck based at the beginning. But later on, there's things you can do to increase your chances. So let's try another one. So synthesize. So let's increase quality a little bit. Okay. Now, this bar does not correlate to this number. When it's full, it will say 100%, but it could be this far and it still say 20%. So it's not a straight progression. So just because it's a third full doesn't mean you have 33% high quality. Just note that for the future. So let's again, we've hit touch. We'll hit touch again because we still have durability. And one more time, if we're lucky. Fail, okay. Now we have to hit synthesis, it's the last move because we have 10 durability left. So you see, we were lucky we got high quality. High quality get better stats, it gives you more XP bonus, and they sell for more as well. Okay, so to make the amateur spinning wheel, we need 2 lumbers. So, and thankfully we have exactly what we need. Now we know, for example, that we can finish the lumber in one hit. One synthesis will finish it completely, which means that we can hit touch 3 times. So there you go. So we get more EXP by increasing quality. The more quality, the more EXP. Remember that. Okay. So that one failed, fine. Cool. So let's now make this amateur spinning wheel. Synthesize. So let's test. We get 10 progress, which means we have to hit it 4 times. Okay, we have 3 moves left because we have 30 durability, which means we can hit basic touch twice. Let's do that. And try our luck. So it's not always safe to bring it down to the last move because we've seen there's a lot of failures, but we're trying our luck. See, that succeeded. And we got another level out of it. So we're now level 7. So we still need to make 3 of these for the quest. So once I've made 3, then we will continue. Okay, so we proceeded. We finished the level 5 quest, and we're slowly working through the list of making 1 of each item because of the EXP bonus for the first time you craft it. And you don't have to do all of them, just whatever will get you to the next level range. So let's carry that on. Now that we've hit level 9, we've unlocked an ability called Steady Hand. So let me show you that in action, first of all. So let's get a maple branch, because it's one of the materials I need. Let's do it. And then let's start synthesis. Now, what Steady Hand does is it increases the chance of success So you see here, improves action success rate by 20% for the next 5 steps. And the actions are obviously any other buttons you press. So it will increase synthesis to basically 100%. So the synthesis can't fail now. And it will increase quality to 90%. So quality basic touch can still fail, but it's 90% success, so hopefully it won't. Now, keep in mind, it does disappear. So you see, we've used up all the charges of it, so refresh it before you do the final synthesis. So let's, next craft, we'll pay attention to that again. So now I need to make a maple crook. I have the materials. So we start with steady hand. I personally go with synthesis first, just because I want to see how much progress I'll get. You see, 16. Okay, 32. So I know that one more synthesis will finish the craft. So I'll use the next 3 moves on quality. But keep an eye on this number. This number is how many charges are left. So 2, 1, and it's gone. So refresh steady hand on your last move. And it's done. Cool. So I'm going to keep going with this until I hit level 10. And one thing I've found is that by the time you've done the level 10 quest, then you probably will be around level 11, because it will ask you to craft 10 of an item or 12 of an item or something like that, which the other 3 crafts you can see got me to level 11. So let me do that now. I'm going to finish the craft to level 10. I'm going to do the level 10 quest and so on. Then we will move on to Botanist, which is available in Gridania. So once that is done, we will continue. Okay, so we finished getting the Carpenter to level 10. We had to turn in 12 ash lumbers, and then by the time we finished that quest, using my method and so on, and turning in the quest, we got to actually level 12 on Carpenter. So Carpenter is doing very well at the moment. So now that that's done, and above the level 10 mark, let's now look at Botanist, which is available in Gridania. So here we are, the Botanist Guild. Same routine. Let's join the guild to begin with. So yep, we want to join. And do read this, it is interesting the first time you go through it. Talk to him again and join the guild. Next, you need to talk to the guild master. Okay, I want to be a botanist. Yes, please. That's complete. Now, first things first, we need to equip our botanist gear. So, same routine as we did with Carpenter. Equip the botanist item to turn into a botanist. Click the recommended gear to equip the best gear available to you, and make sure that you still have your EXP bonuses equipped. You can also eat food as well if you want. And go to gear list and make sure you assign it as a new gear set, and that you don't replace your Carpenter set, for example, that you might have just made. Right, so then that we're now a botanist, so let's talk to her. Now, the thing with gathering, people have been asking me for years, so what's the secret to leveling up gathering quickly, for example? There is no secret, you just have to grind it out. So right now we need to get 10 pots of latex. So click B on your keyboard, or go to logs and go to gathering log. And again, we'll make this window a little bit bigger. So we need latex. So we can see that latex is on this list. So we need to go either to Central Shroud, to the Jade Thicket, which is this area just out of Gridania, or to North Shroud to Tree Speak, which again is just near the entrance. So we're going to actually go to North Shroud because we're actually closer to it. So let's go. I also need to... Please ignore all of this interface. This is copied over from another character. So once we're at the gathering point, we will continue. Okay, so we are now at our first gathering spot for botanists, just outside the entrance into North Shroud. So let's click on it. And then all you need to do is, you see, we need latex. For example, it's got 95% chance, so just click on it. And that's it. And you can see that we've got EXP. And you get EXP for the first time you gather an item. And I would say gather at least one of everything just to get those first time bonuses onto your gathering log, to get all those yellow ticks, because it's only a little bit of EXP, but it does help. It definitely does. Now we need to look for the next spot. One thing you'll find when you're doing gathering is that generally they spawn in the same sort of order. So we've done that one, then this one, then we'll have one more, then we'll probably go back to the first one. So let's go back to this tree. Again, we need latex. Okay. You see, we're already level 2. Easy peasy. Now, one thing I really recommend when it comes to leveling up gatherers, especially at the beginning, is to just put on a movie. Watch a TV show on Netflix or any streaming service, go on YouTube, do anything you like, so you're not thinking about the gathering. And one thing I recommend is to gather 100 of each item. So let's say 100 latex, or you keep gathering them until it says 100% chance. Then you go to the next lower one. So after this 100% chance, I will then go to maple logs. When I have maple log 100%, then I'll do maple branches. It's a good way to measure your progress in leveling. And you have to just grind it and grind it out. And it's the same with gathering as it is for the crafters. Every 5 levels, you will have more quests to do. So that's basically it. So that's how you can get your crafters and gatherers to level 10. And like I said, a good time to start is when you've done these main story and you've unlocked all 3 cities so that you can do it. And you should have about 20,000 gil to mess around with if you've only been getting the tins or the bronze pieces and you sell them all. And you will have a bunch of other junk that you can sell or use later on. But I will go through this in another video about how to deal with the bag space and the materials that you've gathered. So that's it. So if you have any requests for this series, let me know. The intention is for it to be a combined crafters and gatherers guide. Okay, let's roll the end screen. Okay guys, if you enjoyed that tutorial, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to watch a random video, click there. If you want to see the latest upload, click down there. Or click down here to subscribe. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.